so much for stopping by to my little corner of the internet. Today, we're going to be talking about one of my favorite subjects, which is 9 tips for a successful date. I think going on dates and the whole courting process can be so much fun and exciting and nerve-wracking and so many things. So I've put together 9 tips for you that I think will be helpful in calming your nerves, giving you some tools for your toolkit, and I just hope it really helps you plan your next big date. Who knows, maybe it'll be the one. Okay, so you know that I have my handy dandy love notebook. If you've been following me, this is where I write all of my tips and tricks for love and relationships. Let's get started, shall we? Number 1. This is one of the most important, so I put it at the top of the list. Choose the right location. What does that mean? I would always recommend to opt for a quiet, serene, relaxed setting, especially for a first date. You basically want to create a space where you two can get to know each other and can talk easily and comfortably. I don't know if you've ever been at a concert or in a really loud restaurant and you're trying to have a conversation with someone. It can be really difficult, and it can also be frustrating because you're having to yell at each other. So I would always choose a cozy, serene restaurant. I really like to go to dinner with my partner at restaurants that are kind of sexy with a romantic feel to them. That's always the best atmosphere for a date, whether you've been in a relationship for a long time or if this is a first date, for example. Number 2, dress comfortably and dress to impress. You want to wear something that you feel comfortable in, and that is a good representation of you and your style. Unless you're going to a special event where you need to dress formally, I would not wear a suit and a tie. I would also not wear a t-shirt. I think I would always go for a first date. I would always go with a nice button-up shirt. If you are a guy, or for a woman, like a nice dress. I love to wear dresses out to dinner. It doesn't have to be like a really fancy dress, but you could go with like a little black dress, but a comfortable one. Basically, you want to wear something nice and make it clear that you made an effort, but at the same time, you don't want to look like you're trying too hard. So for ladies, if you like to wear makeup, I love wearing makeup whenever I'm going out. I wouldn't go too heavy on the makeup for a first date, for example. I think it's important just to show that you made an effort and to also feel confident and comfortable with whatever you're wearing. Number 3, be punctual. Be on time. You would be surprised how many people go to dates and show up late. Showing up on time for your date, or even a few minutes early, it shows that you really care. It shows that you're excited for the date, and it shows that you value their time This is very important. And if for any reason you're going to be late, like if something happens, like you get a flat tire, for example, tell them, send them a message and tell them. You want to be respectful of their time, and you also don't want them to think that you're not really that interested. So definitely clear communication, but do your best to be on time or be a few minutes early. Number 4, be a good listener. Show genuine interest in your date. Listen actively. Ask open-ended questions like, how do you spend your weekends? What are you most passionate about right now or at this moment? That's a great question to ask, because things that people are passionate about can change from time to time or from week to week. Ask follow-up questions and engage in the conversation. Practice active listening. Listen to what they're saying. Don't just think about what you're going to say next, because when you're actively engaged and listening to the other person, what you're going to say next will come naturally. I totally understand for those of us with social anxiety. I've had social anxiety at varying levels my whole life. I know how nerve-wracking it can be when you're on a date, especially if it's the first date. Number 5, keep the conversation light. This is a really good one. So basically, especially on a first date, but I would say any date where it's a newer relationship and you're still trying to decide if you like each other or if you want to have a relationship, I would avoid heavy or controversial topics. There are some topics that might be really important to a person to talk about, especially when considering someone, as a partner. So, for example, religion, politics. They always say that you should never talk about religion or politics with people because you never know who you're going to offend. But actually, to some people, those topics are really important. So I don't mean to shy away from any and all topics like that, but in general, unless there's something that is a heavier topic that's really important to you or like a really big deal breaker, I would shy away from any topics like that. I would try to keep it light. With that said, I think that you can have a deep conversation sometimes right off the bat, and that's beautiful when that happens. So I don't mean keep the conversation superficial, but it's just I would stay away from topics that might offend someone until you get to know this person a little bit better and what some of their values are. Number 6, give sincere compliments. Genuine compliments about someone's appearance or something that you noticed about their personality or anything like that. Those can go a long way. I think it's super important on our first date to compliment the other person, especially if you're really liking them and it's going really well. Give them some positive feedback. Number 7. Now, this might seem cheesy, but be yourself. I cannot stress this enough. If you do not eat meat, do not eat meat on this date. Be yourself. It's so important to not change yourself to impress the other person or to fit into their needs, because you want to also find out if this person is a good fit for you. It's not just about impressing them or fitting in to what they are looking for in a partner. Be genuine and be true to yourself. Number 8, stay positive. A positive attitude is contagious, especially on a date. So if you're excited to be there, if as a potential partner. So just remember to keep things positive. Smile, be yourself, and laugh. I know that it's really easy to get really nervous for dates. I have always been a really, really nervous dater myself because as I mentioned earlier, I've had social anxiety my whole life, and so I know how it is especially on a first date. But do whatever you need to do to make yourself more comfortable in the beginning, and then just try to relax and have fun. Last but certainly not least, number 9. Have a self-care routine in the hours leading up to the date. This is such an important tip. It is so important to be at your best when you go on a first date. And again, I know it can be nerve-wracking. That's why you want to do some things that can calm your nerves and make you feel lighter before the date. So, just to give you an example, if you like to work out or do fitness or do yoga, I would definitely do that before you go on your date, whether it's that morning or a few hours before the date. I would absolutely go and work out or get some exercise, because that can really help to relieve some stress. Give yourself plenty of time to get ready and take a shower and figure out what you're going to wear. Give yourself plenty of time to arrive to the date on time and be punctual. And if you like meditation can also be a wonderful thing to do in preparation for a date. Okay, that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed these 9 tips from my love book. I hope that you have a fantastic date whenever this might be. And I really, really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I post every week, sometimes multiple times a week. If you can like or comment on this video, maybe you have some additional